Welcome back to our practice assignment series. Today we're going to be doing drawing number 2.3, the lifting bracket. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing drawing 2.3, the lifting bracket. And this one kind of ramps up the difficulty a little bit. I've been kind of playing with some different ways to do drawings and throwing dimensions at you in ways that I haven't really done before. So it's going to look kind of messy before I switch over, but it is going to be something that is going to help you. So let's follow along. Let's jump on over to our drawing and we'll follow along to get this tutorial squared away. All right, so for starters, we are going to be doing what's called the lifting bracket. Our units are going to be in inches, and this is again drawing PA 23 or 2.3, sorry. What is the area of the finished shape? That's that check for understanding that you need to do at the end. Your teacher will probably assign that, or if you're checking for yourself. I do have answers. Again, I'm not going to send those out unless you are a teacher. You can send me an email, or if you really want to know these answers, if you're an individual training yourself, shoot me an email and tell me the same thing. I'm trying to wait for YouTube they're doing quizzes and stuff, but they haven't quite got it down the way I want them to do it yet, to where you could like type in the answer specifically. So anyways, let's get back to the drawing. Basically, we're making this like pentagram type shape, and it's not perfectly equal. So it's kind of gonna, pentagon, not pentagram. It's not perfectly equal. All the sides aren't exactly the same. They are symmetrical, but they're not all 12. So that 12 at the top is misleading. And we got some, we got a slot going on here. These two are both slots. But crucial thing about this is these construction lines to start. So I know a lot of times in these drawings, people use those as like a line of symmetry, and they don't really do a whole lot with them afterwards. They feel like, oh, well, it's just to kind of show me where things are. Exactly, that's what we're going to do today. So let's jump on into Onshape, and I will show you how I go about doing this. All right, so once we are in Onshape, we're going to go ahead and get started by selecting the front plane, Shift and S to start our sketch, N to normalize, and P to hide our planes. We're going to start with a circle on our origin that needs to be 6 inches in diameter, center point circle, using the letter C on your keyboard. Next, we're going to use a midpoint line tool, and we're going to kind of just track up from here, and it looks like Onshape is updating right now, or my internet's slow, one of the two, but either way, kind of some tricks you can do. I need a midpoint line that's going to go here. It needs to be 12. I was trying to track up from this origin and have this center point be above it, but it wasn't working. It wasn't showing me my tracking for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and click here and click both of those and say, hey, you guys need to be V for vertical. So now those exist in the same. Now what we're going to do is do a dimension line from the center of my circle to that point we just made, and that needs to be 4 inches above to work where we need to. So sometimes you might get worked up thinking that, oh, it's not working, it's not doing what I need to. There's a million ways to get to the things that you need to do. So next we are going to draw a line from that center point. We're going to press Q, and we're going to have this thing go straight down. And again, something is tweaking, so I think they are updating Onshape as we speak. We'll go ahead and click here, and same thing, we want this to be vertical, and that'll straighten out your line like so. So next we are going to draw a construction line, another midpoint line based off of here, Q, and we're not going to give it a measurement. We're just going to set it like so. And on the end of that, I'm going to do a circle that is 2.5, like so. Next, I'm going to draw a line from this top corner, and I'm going to tell it, probably stretch that out a little longer. I'm going to give it an angle from here, D for dimension, and that needs to be 121. Afterwards, I'm going to press T for tangent, and I'm going to tell it that, hey, that circle and that line need to be tangent to one another. I'm going to trim off that excess, and then I'm going to tell it that this line needs to be from the center of this circle to here. It needs to be 5.806. And you'll see it'll lengthen the things as we need. So at this point, I could mirror it over, but I'm going to save it for what I'm going to do next. So I need another circle on this line as well. And that circle needs to be 2 inches in diameter because we have a 1-inch radius. The dimension from that center to that center needs to be 9. We'll say okay. And now we're going to kind of continue with the slot tool here. So we're going to be drawing the slot like so. So I'm going to draw a line from here down. Needs to be 6 inches. And then from there, go ahead and move this dotted line out a little more. That was weird. We will draw our slot tool. So we'll click slot. I'm going to select that line right there. And that needs to be a radius of 0.5, which is a diameter of 1. And we have our slot now. Next thing I need to do is draw a circle based off of that slot that we just made from that center point. We're going to come out, and that needs to be a radius of 2, so a diameter of 4. And just like we did up here with this tangent, we're going to do another one just kind of off into space. T for tangent, select my circle and my line, circle and line, M to come up and cut the excess off. So there is our overall shape. At this point, we can mirror over that center line, and I'm going to select all of this stuff. Okay. Now we have our shape. I can start getting rid of stuff. So I do not need the rest of this circle or this circle or here. I can get rid of kind of all this stuff. All of these in here. You can come through and get rid of what is not needed. Now the problem is it starts to become undefined because we got rid of some of those by trimming. So what I can do is come in and start adding some things that we already know to be true. So we'll give that a measurement. We can just tell that, yep, that is what it is. I didn't change anything. Maybe we can tell it like the distance from here to here. I can add some more. So that'll kind of fix things for you. The other thing you can do, we'll back up a little bit. There's this tool right here called Fix. If you pick some pieces and you pick Fix, it'll lock them in place. And of course, that's going to be the one that's the issue. I think it's because there we go. It's because I had 2 of them on there. There we go. So we'll undo that, fix this in place, fix those 2. Yeah, sometimes fix doesn't fix things. Give it a measurement, and now we are fully defined. There we go. So we have our shape like so. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to draw our slots over here. And basically what you need is a line from here to here. That is 3. Go down 1. And then come over here, track like so. Make sure those are equal to one another. And then I do my slot tool. I'm going to select all of this. We're still at 1. And I'm going to dimension from here to my center point needs to be 4 inches. And then I can mirror that over as well. Personally, if I'm not doing any extra work to this, maybe I'm adding text or doing layers or whatever, if I'm going to go actually cut this piece, I don't always get rid of the geometry. What I end up doing is turning it into a 3D model by extruding it, and I'll get that kind of shape, and then I'll take this face and that's what I'll actually go and um, throw to my plasma table, and that's what I actually cut out. But that's going to do it for us today. Again, you'll find your area of your shape. I'm hiding it, so you're good. This is what you need to figure out your area. I have an answer. If you want that answer, feel free to shoot me an email, but this is kind of what you're looking for. Don't do it like this. I know sometimes people will click here and then they'll click all the different pieces and they're going to end up with a different answer. I want to know what it looks like that with those cuts out, because this is a machined part. It's something we'd actually make. I want to know what's left. Just kind of thinking that way. So that's going to do it for us today. Hopefully you guys are rocking and rolling with this new packet. Again, I still have a bunch of coins. Haven't had anybody reach out yet asking for one. So if you're working on these packets and you have, been working pretty hard, I want to know. I want to reward you with a little token of my appreciation, something to show off that you have done the packets and you've made it through it, and it, you could tell people it's not that bad. So that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys. Take care.